Hey everybody, this is Larry. This is day 22nd of the July Leetcode Day Challenge. Hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, join me on Discord. Let me know what you think about today's poem. Haven't had a those 10 pointers recently, but anyway, today's poem is Partition list. So we're getting linked this week, this week, or something like this. As you know, I'm not a big fan of linked lists. But, let's see how that goes. Given a head of a linked list and a value x, partition such that all nodes less than x, okay, comes before and greater than equal to x. Okay, so there's three things, three sets, if you will. There's the before, the smaller, the equal, and then the greater than, right? Oh wait, no, is it only two or? Can't tell. Okay, so there's only two. One is less than and one is greater than or equal to. So for example, we have three, then okay, I see. So we just now create two lists and that should be good. Let's see, right? So we have the smaller list, let's call it. Yeah, so we need a couple of things. Smaller head is equal to list node of, I don't know, I always do -1, something impossible. And then now bigger head, maybe bigger equal to, but that's really long, so I'm just gonna write bigger head. And then now just 2 pointers. And then now we just go through the list. So current is equal to head, while current is not none. This is basically a for loop. And then if current dot value, if current value is less than x, then smaller dot next is equal to current, and smaller equal to smaller dot next, right? And then else bigger dot next is equal to current, bigger is equal to bigger dot next. There's some like magic here that I don't think I'm explicit about. Some of it is just about some part of this is that even though these are bigger and smaller and stuff like this reference the actual pointer, and this is kind of very tricky to get right, and when you do make a mistake, it makes it really hard to debug. And some of this is that knowing which one is pointing to what and what is like a reference and what is, I mean, they're all references in some way, but there's also like the difference between pointing at a pointer and modifying it, right? So what I want to say here is that, for example, smaller.next also actually manipulates the original pointers to the object .next. So that means that this actually mutates the input list, just to be clear, even though it might not look like it. And I think that is a part that can be a source of a lot of issues, if that is something that you worry about. And in this case, it'll be all one extra space if I do it correctly. But if you really worry about it, and sometimes during contests or something like that, you may be worrying about it, another way is to allocate the memory explicitly. And what I mean by that is having someone like this, was it this list node? Yeah, maybe like create a new list node, or maybe even more explicit, right? Like new node is equal to list node of current dot value, and then smaller dot next is equal to new node, and then same thing, right? So that in this case it actually allocates new memory, where this one actually takes the reference, right? So that's just one call out to be super careful. And I'm overwriting it, the original content, as a thing. So and keeping in mind that if you don't do something like this is the difference between all one space and all an extra space. Usually I also talk about like sometimes you're manipulating the input, and should it be counted as all of one extra space or all of n extra space and stuff like this. For this poem, some of it is just thinking about the API, right? And in this case, it makes sense for the API to modify the input. So in this case, like I would consider the extra space versus the actual space. So that's basically the idea behind it, because yeah, in some inputs you just like, if you put it in a function, you shouldn't expect your data to be corrupted or just manipulated, right? So yeah, okay, cool. Anyway, so then now we have smaller dot next is equal to bigger head dot next, and then that should be good. Only thing I have to do is bigger dot next is equal to none, I think. So this is the last pointer, and then we can return smaller head. I think this is good, but you know what I think and what I tell the computer is different things. Oops, I meant dot next, of course. Sentinel, but that's also why I do -1, so that I think I had something in my eye, so that you know when it comes out in the output, I'll be like, oh yeah, it's obvious, right? So so yeah, I think just want to test maybe a couple more cases with respect to, you know, just like one element is the one that I always think about, but it should be okay. Yeah, so if that's okay, then I'm probably okay. So let's give it a quick submit. This is going to be linear time, constant space. They still have not fixed the daily streak pop-up for some reason, or maybe it's my fault. I don't even know, because maybe I have some like n-type pop-up thing. Who knows? Anyway, 843-day streak. So that's what I have. Linear time, constant space. Be careful, and yeah, stay safe out there. Stay good, stay healthy, good mental health. I'll see y'all later. Bye bye.